Hello everybody and welcome back to the Star Wars Cantina. My name is Zach and today I'm going to be going through all the Star Wars projects, live action and animated, and doing a tier list of them. Now, I'm a big Star Wars fan, longtime Star Wars fan. There's Darth Maul and the arcade machine in the back. But yeah, so we're just going to go over each one, talk about it a little, and give what I think about it. This is my personal opinion, so don't get upset. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, starting off with the one to start it all, obviously, episode 4, A New Hope. Obviously, this movie's fantastic. It's a classic. Everyone loves it. Yeah, I think it's great. I don't really have any issues with this movie, except for it's a little boring, but I mean, that's what you're gonna get when you start off with your first movie in 1977. Overall, this movie's a classic. It obviously set the foundation for the franchise, so I have to put it in A tier. Maybe S. I put it maybe at a low S, put stuff in front of it, because it's the one to start it all. You have to give credit to the original, and you have to appreciate the foundation that was laid. Now, I'm talking about obviously the 1977 version, not the special edition, which is stupid. It's not horrible, but it's just unnecessary changes, and the original just shines much better. Empire Strikes Back, often considered the best Star Wars movie of all time, has one of the greatest twists in cinema history. I don't even need to explain anymore. That's obviously an S tier. My personal favorite Star Wars movie, Return of the Jedi. Now, a lot of people don't like this one because of the Ewoks, and they think the Ewoks made it a little silly, and I do agree to an extent. I like the Ewoks because I think they provide a little part of the Star Wars universe that we don't really see, is something that, like, an uncontacted species that, like, we've never seen before, like, banding together and taking down the Empire, especially when they don't even speak English, like, or Galactic Basic in this case. But they're great. I think they're funny. They're cute. It was a little goofy, yeah, but the redemption of Darth Vader and, like, the completion of Anakin Skywalker's character arc, even though the prequels hadn't come out at the time, was fantastic, and I live for that. So, S tier. So the original trilogy in S tier. Who would have thought? The Phantom Menace. While not the worst Star Wars movie, it is by far the most boring. It is all politics, which I don't really have a problem with. It's cool seeing that side of the Star Wars universe, but it is so boring, and it doesn't get good until the end. Jake Lloyd did the best he could. Jar Jar, in hindsight, isn't that bad, but he is a bit annoying. So, for that, and just how boring this movie is, it's going in C tier. Darth Maul's awesome. I literally have the promotional 1999 Darth Maul here for the Phantom Menace, and it's going in C tier. I love Darth Maul though. Fantastic character. They redeemed him in the Clone Wars. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. While it does have a good story, the acting lacks a lot. It's mainly Hayden Christensen, and obviously he's regained his footing recently, and he obviously regained his footing in episode 3, so not even recently, like 20 years ago. But yeah, it falls a little flat. It's a little cringe. Jango Fett's short-lived. Yeah, it's great story, horrible acting. George Lucas isn't the best director. So for that, I'm gonna put it in C tier as well. Because it's, like I said, great story, horrible acting. Revenge of the Sith, I don't even need to expand upon that. Like, I think that's better than Empire, but it is the pinnacle of hell yeah. That movie is so awesome. The acting isn't nearly as bad as Attack of the Clones. Anakin's, like, arc in this movie, where he goes from, obviously, Anakin to Darth Vader, is so well done. And, like, I think George Lucas actually did a great job with it. And I feel like a lot of the scenes are emotionally impactful, especially at the end with Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan when he's talking to Anakin after he cuts him down on Mustafar. I think it's very well put together, and I think the fight is a spectacle to behold, and a lot of people downplay it nowadays and just go like, this whole movie is only good because of the fight. It's just not true. You get a lot of great moments between Anakin and Obi-Wan, especially in the beginning. But you also get a lot of great moments with Padme on her own, Obi-Wan on his own, especially him on Utapau and what that does for him, especially since he's missing out on everything that's going on. It's great. And the Clone Wars, like, filling in little bits of details for the movie as well, also great and added a lot to the movie as well, so you know there's a lot more going on. Yeah, easily S tier. Movie's fantastic. Yeah. The Clone Wars movie, not a lot of people hate this. I always see, I think this is the worst reviewed Star Wars movie. Not a lot of people like this. Now, I don't understand why. It's not supposed to be anything, like, crazy. Like, all it is just, like, an introduction, basically. It's like the first 4 episodes or something stitched together into, like, a movie or something like that. I could be wrong. But, whatever. The Clone Wars movie... No, wait. No, I'm thinking of the DVD release for the Galaxy at War. Clone Wars DVD. I have that. But, no. So, Rod of the Hutt, useless character. It was cool that they did have Christopher Lee for Count Dooku for this movie. I think it's alright. I don't think it's anything groundbreaking. It's a good introduction to the Clone Wars. C tier. Okay, now we're getting into sequel territory. Now this is where a lot of the newer Star Wars fans, a lot of people who, you know, weren't their first movies weren't the prequels or the original trilogy. Their first movies were the sequel trilogy. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with me on this. The Force Awakens is okay. It was a good start to the new trilogy. Finn's cool. Han Solo's death is whatever. I think he should have gotten something better, but it like I said, it's whatever. It is just a remake of A New Hope. You've probably heard that so many times before, but it is. And taking Ilum and turning it into Starkiller Base was so stupid. What is the focus on creating planet destroyers? It's just pointless. And like they could have done something so much better with it, and also utilizing Rey as the Jedi, which is fine for this movie, but we'll get into how they butchered Finn throughout the rest. So giving us Finn and a nice introduction to Finn and then just butchering him was really sad. Kylo Ren was pretty cool, but he shouldn't have lost in the fight against Rey. D tier. It's okay. It's not a bad movie. It's a remake. That's all it is. It's just a bad remake, basically. Rogue One. B tier. This movie's awesome. Jyn Erso is an awesome character. Cassian Andor, also an awesome character. K2SO. Movie's great. Fills in a lot of the gaps of like why was the Death Star so easy to destroy. Great movie. The ending's also very impactful, and having Andor like add on to like the emotional impact of Rogue One, it has made the movie even better. So it's like I would put it an A tier because I think it's gone up in terms of like value and stuff because of Andor. So Rogue One, fantastic. Love me some Rogue One. Holy God. Star Wars The Last Jedi is a horrible movie. This movie is bad, okay? Now, a lot of people, it's because the hyperspace jumping. No, that was actually pretty cool. I'll give it credit. That the hyperspace, like the Holdo maneuver, that was cool. That was cool. But the rest of the movie sucks cheeks, okay? Leia using the Force in the middle of space. I understand she can use the Force, but she should have been dead. What was the point of that scene? To kill her for no reason? Like, because then she just comes back. So, like, what was the point of that? It just, like, added this conflict. And then, like, Admiral Holdo is a moron. I understand that's the point, but, like, why? Like, every decision made was the worst possible decision they could have made. I'm gonna get into this too. Luke Skywalker's character was butchered. A lot of people are like, no, it's like it's part of his character arc, and like, you know, it happens. It happens. He's given up because the his new Jedi Order fell. That is not the Luke we have seen in any of the movies. In episodes 4 through 6, Luke is nothing like that. Luke, he even proves in Return of the Jedi, when he throws down his weapon, that, like, he's not willing to fight, like, them anymore to, like, you know, like, prove their point of, like, him turning evil. They want to turn him evil, right? They want to turn him to the dark side. And he doesn't allow them to, and he doesn't allow his anger to take hold. And he does, but he still doesn't give up. He still tries to plead with his father. And his father saves him. Now, Luke never gave up on Darth Vader. So tell me why Luke gave up on Kylo Ren so easily. Why? Him also throwing his lightsaber, that never would have happened, by the way. That is so out of character for him. Luke loved his father. That is like, as bad as the guy was, his greatest achievement in life was redeeming his father. So, to get back the saber that was once his father's, and to just toss it aside like it was nothing, like it has no meaning to him, especially it being his first lightsaber, which is also part of just Jedi lore. Your lightsaber is a sacred weapon, okay? It doesn't make sense for him to just throw it back, butchered his character, and then killed him off. Okay, let the past die? No. Stupid. Stupid. Also, Rey trains for like 3 days, and is just like a Force god. What? Luke trained for much longer on Dagobah and didn't showcase those abilities. Like, what are we doing here, guys? It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. Movie's bad. Alright? Movie's just overall bad. They killed Snoke after doing absolutely nothing with him, and then made it even worse in episode 9. Okay? So this is just a bad movie. It's got some cool scenes. Bad movie. Horrible. Star Wars Rebels. Star Wars Rebels. Fire. B tier. Only reason I'm putting in B tier, I don't like the art style. And I think it kind of slows down a little bit. In the first couple seasons, it slows down. But once they introduce Thrawn, it picks up. And it gets really good. Ezra, Kanan, Sabine, Zeb, Hera, Chopper. All great. Show's great. Nothing more, nothing less. Darth Vader and Ahsoka's arc, really cool. Darth Maul's arc gets completed in this show. That's fantastic. It's good. Solo. Now, I'm actually a Solo lover. And I think Solo was a really cool movie. And I thought it was really good, actually. I thought Alden Ehrenreich played the role really well with what he was given. I think they should have casted someone else, but he did what he could, and I think he did a good job. And I would have liked to see a sequel, but obviously not. But yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it. Like I said, I think Alden Ehrenreich does a fantastic job. I think Donald Glover also does a fantastic job as Lando. I just think the whole movie is pretty good. They did nothing with that ending. Nothing with the ending with Maul, though. And Woody Harrelson's great in this movie as well. Star Wars Alliance, never watched it. Episode 9, also F tier. This now I'll give you the rundown. Snoke is revealed to be a clone, right? So Snoke's revealed to be a clone. Palpatine's back. Somehow Palpatine returned. And Anakin's no longer the chosen one. Leia dies. Chewie finally gets a medal. That is stupid, by the way. For all the people that are just like, that's stupid. That's very stupid. So, yeah. Why are we making a Palpatine the chosen one? She's a clone. So her dad was a clone of Palpatine that had a kid. And then she ends up being the one to destroy the Sith. So that makes her the chosen one. So why the is it called the Skywalker Saga? Should just be called the Palpatine Saga at that point. Like, it's stupid. There was no reason they need to bring back Palpatine. It was an absolute cop-out. Kylo Ren's story also sucks, dude. They kill him off, right? And they do nothing with his story. He finally gets redeemed, does some cool shit, and then dies. And then, oh my god, stop doing this in Star Wars. They started this in 2019. Bad guy, or main character falls in love with the bad guy. Also happened in The Acolyte. Stop it. It's not a good story arc. It's stupid. Okay? There should have been no love connection between the two. Honest to God. Whatever connection they have in the Force, there should have been they shouldn't have been in love. That was stupid. They should have been opposing forces. They should have fought each other more. Okay? There should have been conflict there. Not love, not, oh my, what reason does she have to like him? Other than wanting to redeem him, what reasons does she have to be attracted to him and want to be with him? It doesn't make any sense. And it's so stupid. It is so stupid. So stupid. And then she takes the name Skywalker at the end. Also stupid. Because you're not related to them. You're not. You didn't get adopted either. You're a grown-ass woman. Let's keep it a buck here. Okay? Stupid. She's also extremely powerful. Why is she so powerful? She should not be this powerful. She's the most powerful Jedi to ever exist. It doesn't make any sense. It is a Mary Sue. It's not even because she's a woman. Because I think Rey could have been a fantastic character if they did her correctly. But they made her too overpowered. And making her Palpatine is just stupid. It doesn't make any sense. What are we doing here, guys? It completely ruins Anakin's story, because Anakin's no longer the chosen one. And I know George Lucas' original intention was to have Leia as the chosen one, which I would have been fine with, because it would have still been a Skywalker. Do you see what I'm saying here? As long as it's the Skywalkers, that's why it matters. But now, since you remove the Skywalkers out of it, right, and make Rey be the one to kill Palpatine, right? That means that everything in the first 6 movies was for nothing. That story, Anakin's whole arc, for nothing. Horrible movie. The worst in the franchise. Absolutely killed modern Star Wars. Bad. So bad. The Clone Wars, the final season. Okay. We're putting it in A tier only because of the Martez sisters. They ruin it. They got way too many episodes. Listen, we're on the final season. Give me a better arc with Anakin and Obi-Wan. You canceled a great arc on Utapau with Obi-Wan and Anakin just for a horrible arc with the Martez sisters. Stupid. Don't even get me started. I hate them. Everybody hates them. horrible addition to Star Wars. Star Wars Visions, C tier. The first season was pretty cool. Some of the episodes are pretty cool. The second season blows, doesn't even feel like Star Wars, and is really stupid. Okay? That's all I'll say. Andor, S tier. This show bangs. It lacks, though, I will say this, it lacks a lot of vital stuff to Star Wars, like aliens and like weapons that feel accurate, because they literally have space AK-47s, so like, yeah. But I think the show's great. I think the arc in the prison's awesome. Yeah, it's great. Diego Luna's awesome as Andor, obviously, like he was in Rogue One, and that man hasn't aged a day, I feel like. Show's fantastic, honestly. I don't even have any more to say. Like, if you haven't watched Andor, you need to watch it. It is easily one of the best Star Wars shows ever made. And the Clone Wars would be up there with it if it wasn't for those damn Martez sisters. The Mandalorian. Alright. Now, Mandalorian's season 1 and 2 are great. I think season 3 slogged a little bit, so I'm gonna put it in A tier. I do think the show's great. I love Pedro Pascal. I think Grogu's awesome. Bo-Katan making a comeback is great. Giancarlo Esposito is perpetually stuck in villain roles. Poor guy. But yeah, it's great. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. We're obviously getting the movie instead of season 4, so we'll see. But I think The Mandalorian's awesome. And yeah, Book of Boba Fett is D tier. It had so much potential, and they just completely wasted it. They also wasted an episode by giving the Mandalorian an episode. It's so funny because half the season is Boba Fett, and then the other half is just the Mandalorian. It's basically just the Mandalorian season 3. So technically we have 4 seasons of the Mandalorian because the Book of Boba Fett is basically a season of the Mandalorian. It might as well be. Like, it's really silly. They don't let Boba Fett stand on his own. They kill off Cad Bane, which isn't, I don't really have a problem with it, with them killing off Cad Bane, but like, not letting Boba Fett stand on his own is a huge issue. The Mos Espa, like, riders or whatever they were, the techs, or I forget what their names were. Those people sucked. They looked stupid. They did not fit. Even if, listen, sure, a 1950s biker gang can exist on Tatooine, alright? That's fine. Make them look like they belong there, though. They didn't look like they belonged there. They weren't dirty. They're all, like, perfectly clean. Their bikes, perfectly clean. Like, let's make it a little bit more believable, okay? Spin move. You know the exact spin move I'm talking about. I'll throw it up on screen right now. Why? It's stupid. Book of Boba Fett, super high, like, had the chance to be well done, and it just wasn't. Another one that had a chance to be great, and that wasn't, Kenobi. Kenobi gets a C tier only because its redeeming factor is the Kenobi and Vader fights. There's nothing else redeeming about this show. Like, let me play the scene of them escaping the Fortress Inquisitorius. Play. What's that?
Almost there.
What's that giant lump under your jacket, Obi-Wan? Like, oh, now they catch on. Like, that is ridiculous. Let's be for real here.
And an old
Come on.
man. Was it?
That looked so dumb. I'm sorry to the child actor. She was horrible. The choreography for the chase scene where they're chasing her is horrible. It's so funny because she ducks under a small branch. And like, the person chasing after goes like, ah, I can't also go under this small branch. What? Ah, yeah, it's just, Riva is not a good actress. Her actress is just bad. I'm sorry. she just wasn't believable and really goofy and silly. And including her almost killing Luke was just pointless, because, like, what was the point of that? Like, this is a random character that, like, is mad because Vader killed her master. So, like, now she's going to kill Vader's son. And, like, they explain in the show, but, like, there's no reason she should know Vader has a son. There should be no reason that, like, she should know Vader is Anakin. Like, other than the fact she saw him in the temple, but, like, they're almost two completely different people. And it's just the revenge arc is just pointless, and it just didn't need to be in the show. Just focus on Obi-Wan and Vader. The only redeeming, like I said, the only redeeming quality is the Vader and Obi-Wan fights. That's it. Tales of the Jedi. Also a solid show, B tier. The Dooku episodes are awesome. The Ahsoka episode would be way better if that Inquisitor didn't last all of 3 seconds. But yeah, overall a good show. Ahsoka! Ooh, where do I put this? I think I put this in high B, a little higher B. Finishing Anakin and Ahsoka's, like, Master and Apprentice arc was awesome, and it brought a tear to my eye. I think it was a really good, like, I think it was a good series overall. Sabine pisses me off so much. She's the worst part of the show. But other than that, Baylan Skoll and like, Baylan Skoll was awesome. I forget what his I forget what his Padawan's name is. But great show. I enjoyed it a lot. There were some low points, especially with Sabine. But that's about it. Bad Batch. Now, I consider this basically season 8, 9, and 10 of the Clone Wars, because that's basically what it is. It might as well be. Put it in an A tier. Because this show bangs hard. It's really good. Hunter, Echo, Wrecker, Crosshair, and Tech. They're all great characters. They're awesome. It's a funny show. It's endearing. It's impactful. And it's a nice little, like, gap filler for what goes on immediately after the Clone Wars. And I think it ends really well, too. And I think Ventress being in it was pointless and unneeded, and they just threw her in for the sake of throwing her in, and that was stupid. But yeah, I think it's great. The butchering of the Commando Squad, or Inferno Squad, I get. Okay. That's fair. But yeah, I think the show overall is great. Tales of the Empire. Alright, now I think this show had a lot of great potential, but also just kind of slogged a little bit in what it wanted to do. Because I honestly don't remember what it wanted to do. What's her name? How do I not remember her name? Her right there. You know exactly what I'm talking about. How do I not remember her name? What's her name? Barriss Offee. Barriss's arc, or I keep saying the word arc. Barriss's little, like, story in this show is really good, actually. I like it. She redeemed herself after she made a horrible decision by, for some reason, betraying the Jedi. I think it was good. I think it was okay. I thought the Thrawn stuff was also okay. Show was overall mid. The explaining the lore for the chick from Ahsoka, mid. So I didn't really think she was that great of a character to begin with. So, all right, now this one's controversial. The Acolyte. Now hear me out, gang. What this did for Sith lore is cool. What this did for regular lore is horrible. It doesn't ruin Anakin's story like a lot of people say. The bleeding of the Kyber crystal was fine. The choreography was nice. The story lacked a lot. The space witches were stupid. They leave a lot, like, unexplained. The acting was a little meh. Like, it's okay. It's not the greatest. It's not the worst, though. It's okay. I would put it in low C tier. Because it's like, it's not horrible. And I enjoyed what I watched. But I think it was a little stupid in some places. But hey, Skeleton Crew S tier. No, I'm scared. I'm sure. Skeleton Crew. Honestly, alright. I enjoyed Skeleton Crew a lot. It didn't add that much though, which I'm fine with. And like, I didn't expect that much. Honestly, I had a lot of practical effects. The aliens were really cool. Old Republic stuff. A tier. A tier. Honestly, higher than the Clone Wars Season 7. A tier. It was awesome. I loved it. I thought the kids were great. I thought the story was fun. I thought Jude Law was awesome. The aliens were so cool. The practical effects were really good. This show bangs. It's good. So yeah, that's it. That's my tier list for Star Wars. So these are all the live action and animated projects. I don't think I missed anything. Young Jedi Adventures does not count. I have not watched that, and I will not watch that. But yeah, I rate typically it looks like I rate most of this stuff pretty highly compared to I only have 2 movies in F, and they're both sequels. I think overall Star Wars is probably an okay spot. But yeah, this is what I currently think of Star Wars. There's only one new project in S tier, which is shocking. But we'll see if we get anything better. Alright, well that's it for me, guys. If you want more Star Wars content, make sure to subscribe. And I'll be back with more in the future. May the Force be with you.